and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hello, I'm Sara Meeks, physical therapist, and today we're going to demonstrate an exercise called the Arm Lengtheners. So I have my husband John on the table here, and I want to explain to you a little bit about the positioning and what we're going to do before we start the exercises. Now, the first thing you notice that John is lying in the decompression exercise position, and I have the table raised to raise his legs so that his knees and his hips are bent, and that is done to relieve the pull of the muscles of the legs on the spine, because I'm always looking to get the spine in neutral. The other thing that you notice is that his arms are turned up and that we have towels underneath his arms. The reason for that is that the shoulders are generally higher than the elbows, and also if I don't support the arms, some people, because these muscles are also connected up to the neck, people may have neck pain. So by raising the arms slightly, we eliminate that possibility. He also has a small folded towel underneath his head because he does tend to have a forward head posture, and I want to have him in a relaxed position for the exercises. So we're getting ready now to take him through the exercises of the arm lengtheners. So we're going to start with his right arm. His right arm is his more flexible arm, which is very common in my patient population because most of my people are right-handed, and so they have more flexibility, and sometimes it's more restricted in the other side. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask John to bring his arm with his palm down close to his body, and I'm going to take away the towel. Then, John, so what I'd like you to do now is to keep your elbow as straight as you possibly can and bring your arm up in the air, close to your body, coming down toward the table. And his arm comes pretty close. There's a little, well, that's really touching the table. So he's got full range of motion of this shoulder. Now the idea that I have is a lot of people have pain in their shoulder, and I want to eliminate the pain or at least reduce the pain. So I start with this exercise by having people raise the ribs and also the shoulder blades, which takes some of the stress off the shoulder. We'll still get lengthening of the shoulder, but without the pain. We also want the elbow to remain straight and the fingers long so that we get the movement isolated as much as possible into the shoulder itself. And I also have people do the exercise in coordination with the breath. So I'm going to ask John to take a breath in and then do the movement on the breath out. So John, are you ready to go? Yep. Okay, so what I want you to do when I give you the signal to do the breath is you're going to begin to move from the ribs down here and the shoulder blades all the way out to the tips of your fingers. Okay, are you ready for that? The idea here is there's a muscle between the ribs and the pelvis. It's called the quadratus lumborum that frequently is very tight in people, and this will create a stretch at least on the upper part of that muscle. Okay, so take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lengthen this arm out through your fingertips and have the movement start from way down there and come way out to the tips of your fingers, and then relax. Take another breath in, and on the breath out, lengthen again. Lengthen, hold, and relax. Now, in addition to this, what I will do once someone learns to do that is to drop the fingers down toward the floor so we get a stretch in the forearm here. And that's the next direction I get is when he lengthens the arm, he's going to lengthen out through what is called the heel of the hand, or at least that's what I call it, the heel of the hand. So let's see how you can do that too. Take a breath in. On the breath out, no stretch comes from here, the ribs, pull on the ribs, pull on the shoulder blades all the way out to the heel of the hand. And usually people will say, oh, you know, they're getting a stretch right here in the forearm. So let your arm relax a little bit. And now you're going to keep the elbow straight as you come back down onto the table. Turn your palm up, out to the side. And to bring the shoulder back into neutral position, I'll usually slide my hand underneath for this chromium process here and just press your shoulder a little bit down toward the table so your arm comes back to neutral. Okay, so that's what we're doing with his right arm, where he has pretty good range of motion there. So now, John, I'm going to have you take your left arm and place it close to your body with your palm down. Okay, I'm going to take the towel away again. Okay. All right. So you're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, once again, elbow stays straight. Lift the arm up and bring it down toward the table. Keep your palm facing the ceiling as we come back. And then keep going down as far as you can toward the table. You can see that he has limitation in this shoulder, and he will try to compensate by bending his elbow because everybody's trying to get their fingertips to wherever they are. Of course, his hand is out in midair. He's not going to be able to do that. So anyway, once again, you want to begin your movement from your ribs down here and your shoulder blades, and then imagine a plumb line going right straight through your arm and out your fingertips. Are you ready to do this? Okay. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lengthen all the way out from here all the way out to the tips of your fingers. Hold briefly and then relax. And let's do that one more time. Breathing in and then out with the movement and relax. Now, to gain a little bit more motion here, what I do is I basically try to target the muscles that are going to bring his arm into more, it's called shoulder flexion, this position. So I'm going to place my hand underneath his arm just above his elbow. And I'm going to stabilize him down here on the shoulder blade. And John, you feel my hand there? Okay, so I want you to take a breath in, and I'm going to try to bring your arm up. You press your arm down, okay? All right, breath in and press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Take another breath in, and on the breath out, press down. Press. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Okay, now take another breath. I'm not going to give you the press now. I want you to see if you can take a breath and lengthen the arm one more time. Okay, and then relax. And see if you can press your arm a little closer to the table. Yep, he has a little bit more motion. He may have, but he's not grimacing or anything, so it doesn't look like he has much pain if he has any. Okay, now you're going to bring your arm down, keeping the elbow straight so you're moving through the shoulder. Turn your palm up. Slide it out to the side. I place my hand here underneath your shoulder. I want you to take a breath in and press your shoulder down toward the table. Press, hold, and relax. Now roll this right arm out just a little bit more, that hand, get that. I'm going to place both hands here, take a breath in, and press both shoulders down. This creates some of a stretch across the chest. And then lengthen out both arms in this position from the shoulders down. And then you get just to relax for a little while and let your body integrate this motion. So we just demonstrated doing the arm lengthener one arm at a time. And I usually let the person that I'm working with choose which arm to use. They'll usually pick their most flexible side first, but I like to give them the choices of how the work is done. With John, I picked his right arm because I knew it was already the more flexible one, but generally speaking, I will ask the person, which way to do it. And then as they become more proficient at the movement and doing it correctly, we can do both arms at the same time. So I'm going to demonstrate that now, John. So you want to straighten out your fingers on your left hand, and then bring both arms up at the same time, okay? And you're going to come back as far as you can. And if that right arm wants to go a little further, that's okay. Straighten out your elbows, and then think about the bottom of your rib cage now. Take a breath in and stretch both arms at the same time. Relax as you breathe in, and then stretch again. And another variation is, now, even though you have both arms out here, stretch just, which one do you want to do first? Okay? And then stretch the right arm then. Stretch it by itself. Breathe in as you relax, and then do the left one by itself. So that's another variation. Keeping your elbows straight, bring your arms back up, back down alongside your body, turn your palms up, out to the side a little bit, press your shoulders down, and now you get to just relax and breathe. A couple of comments I would like to make is I usually start this exercise with the arm turned down. This is called internal rotation of the shoulder, and this is the position that's the easiest to start with. Most everything we do in life is done with our arms in internal rotation. If you watch yourself move around through the day, you'd probably find that. The way you put your hands on your waist or whatever you do, you're turning your arms in. So what happens that I've noticed in my patient population, which is an average age, or has been in the past, of about 85, that it's difficult then to get the external rotation of the shoulder. So I focus on the external rotation. And I start with that easy motion. And in the next video I'm going to do, where I'm going to be the model, okay, then I'm going to show you how I then will turn the arm outward just a little bit and then into a full external rotation, so we get all the motions of the shoulders. The muscles that are tight here, they're very big muscles. They're called the pectoral muscles across the chest. You also have a big muscle called the latissimus dorsi that runs all the way up from the pelvis up to the shoulder, and that motion is also internal rotation. And then you have another one called the subscapularis, which is also an internal rotator of the shoulder. So you have a lot of muscles that are turning your arms in. So we want to also balance the body by turning the arms out. So John, I want to say thank you for putting up with this again and being a very good model today. And thank you all for watching the video. And this is the end of the exercises called the arm lengthener.